Hi guys, so it is Sunday and it's Mothering Sunday and in the UK anyway, and I thought I would come on here because I have got a commission that has been in the works for about 3 years, and now is like the perfect opportunity to actually get it done. So I thought I'd try and film a real time like a draw with me, because I know that's what a lot of you, when I asked on my Instagram stories the other day, I put up a post saying, you know, now the UK is potentially in full lockdown, what would you like to see on my YouTube channel? And real-time draw with me's were very popular, so with like me rambling away, so I thought that was what I would try and film for you today. And it's like a perfect opportunity because a lot of you would also like to see how I draw a horse's eye, so I've got the best photo for that and the best commission to do for that because the photo is brilliant for this, so I thought there's like no better opportunity to do this. So obviously it's a very, very weird situation that we're all in at the moment. I don't know whether it's the same where you are in the world, but here in the UK it's pretty unknown what is going to happen in the next couple of days. We aren't in complete lockdown yet, but on Friday, so 2 days ago, all the gyms, pubs, clubs, restaurants and things like that got completely shut down, and they reckon for at least 2 to 3 months, which is terrifying. I should imagine that the whole country, no shops will be able to open and things like that by the end of the week. But I really hope you're staying well wherever you are, and this isn't affecting you, this whole virus thing isn't affecting you too much. It's a completely bizarre one though, because a couple of weeks ago I know a lot of people here just weren't taking it seriously. They didn't really think it was a thing, they didn't really think it was going to happen to us, and now it's here and it's very real, and it's yeah, I don't think there's any other word to describe it other than being really, really scary. So what I do when I start drawing anything like this is I like to go in and sort of work out where my darkest areas are. So it's a bit different to the way I did like the graphite sphere drawing. I don't really start with a like a mid-tone when I work with coloured pencils, just because it doesn't really work, because it's, as soon as you press quite hard with the pigment it's quite hard to lift it back off. So I kind of just try and work out and almost like redraw where my lines are, without pressing too hard, so I can obviously erase if I need to. But I'm hoping that I will be able to get this bit done for you today. I'm also filming on my new camera, which is great, and it's I'm super happy with the purchase. I'm really glad that I did purchase it when I did purchase it, because I don't know much longer delivery drivers are going to be sort of working, and it is it's going to give me lots of things to do and videos to film, and I'm so impressed with the quality of the videos and sort of like the effects I can get from this camera. It's brilliant. So I'm just hoping, I still haven't worked out like the best focus mode for it, but I'm kind of hoping that this video will come out okay, and if it doesn't then I'll know better for next time, because a lot of the time what's happening is the focus is really good, like my hand's focusing really well whenever I sort of put it under, but the whole artwork isn't focusing at all. But if it does do that, then I'll have to learn better for next time. Okay, so that bit is there, so this bit comes, it's a bit like a jigsaw really when you draw, for me anyway, when I draw a horse's eye, because it's all just trying to figure out where to put marks and stuff at the moment. So I've actually met this horse. Me and my photographer and friend Rose went and photographed it. His name is Hooli, and he is a very sorry, that bit was like, I find it really hard to talk and draw because this takes so much of my concentration. But no, I mean, he's such a beautiful horse, and he's got like a almost like an iridescent chestnut coat, so I'm hoping that I'll really be able to pick that out in the drawing. As I said, this drawing's been in the works for about 3 years, so it's been a long time coming, but we just couldn't really get the right photography and just timings and things like that. But yeah, now is like the perfect opportunity to get this one in the bag. I don't know whether I've got. So yesterday I did a bit of a stock take, and I worked out so at the moment I'm trying to work through all my sort of like little stubs of pencils like this. I'm using a pencil extender that I got from Derwent. It's not going to focus, is it? Come on, little guy. There you go. Focus. So yeah, I'm using a pencil extender and trying to use all my little pencil stubs up. Because yesterday I went to one of my local art shops to buy some supplies, because now we've been told that potentially shops can't open for like 3 months or whatever it's going to be. That's a really, really long time. So I am a little bit concerned, because if I spend all this time drawing, which chances are I will, like drawing and filming and doing stuff like that, like, I'm going to run out of pencils. Obviously, like the main pencils that I use for all my portrait work, and for all my work in general really, is the Faber Castell Polychromos. But I do like to work with the Caran Luminance as well, and some of the Pablos, but not many people stock them, so I generally have to order them online, and they come from like small art suppliers, and there's no guarantee they're going to be even open next week. So I don't want to place an order for like quite a lot and spend a lot of money if they're not going to turn up. So I was half tempted today to not film this and get in my car and drive up almost up to near London, which is about an hour and 20 from here, just to go to one of the art shops that I know is open today. But I don't know, I think the media and everything is just sort of scaring us all into doing things that we wouldn't normally do, and I'm sure that the shops can't shut for that long, because it's going to be like such a bad thing for the economy. And that's another thing I'm really worried about as well, because, you know, if the government here in the UK are bailing out small businesses, they're bailing out sort of like, they're paying people's wages and stuff, which is great, and they're saying that people don't have to pay their mortgages for 3 months, and they're sort of calling it a mortgage holiday, which is all very well, but where's that money going to come from, and how is the UK, like what state is the world going to be in when this all ends? And I think that's what's really worrying the most. Because that money's got to come from somewhere, hasn't it? So in case you haven't noticed, that's all I've been thinking about for like the last couple of days, because it is worrying. I mean, I've been very, very fortunate, and I just want to say a massive, massive thank you to everyone who has sort of messaged me and supported me through, as a small business, through this past sort of week, 2 weeks, because I have, you know, I've sold an original, and my latest piece, Beacon of Hope, which is a landscape, and I've never drawn anything like that before, but I wanted to do something that would be symbolised to everyone wherever you are in the world. So I drew a sort of a sunset and lighthouse, and called it Beacon of Hope, and the response has been absolutely phenomenal, and the prints have sold well, and I just feel very, very grateful to you all for sort of sticking by me and supporting me at this time as a small business. So yeah, a massive thank you to everyone who has bought a print, and everyone who has sent me a lovely message over like the past couple of days, because it is quite a scary time, especially, I mean, I am very, very lucky, because even though we are almost, well, I say we're self-isolating at the moment, we're not. So obviously, as I said, I was still gonna try and go to the art shop either today, or I might end up going tomorrow now, just to try and get supplies. And it's difficult because everyone's sort of saying you shouldn't go out and you shouldn't do this, but until the government, and there's rumours that the military are going to start coming in and shutting towns down as of tomorrow, which, if that's true, then, but it sounds like it obviously that it is the next step that's going to be needed to stop the spread of the virus, then I think, I need to try and, all the time I'm fit and well and we can legally still go out. I think that's the reason why I was sort of like very trying to go out to buy supplies and things like that, because 3 months, as I said, is a long time and there's a lot of drawing that I could do, which is great, but also at the same time I don't want to run out of supplies. So I guess I don't know, maybe I am sort of getting a bit scared and trying to stockpile, but and we keep getting told that we shouldn't stockpile, but I don't know. I mean, I went into Sainsbury's, I think, which is our local supermarket. I think it was like halfway through last week, and there was just nothing on the shelves. Like, people are coming in completely ransacked. All sort of like, even the fruit and veg, there was like only a couple of lemons and some mangoes that you could get, and there was like a couple of cucumbers. It was mad. I don't understand. I understand people are scared. I mean, I don't think you would be human if you weren't scared at the moment, because we've never experienced anything like this before, and hopefully we won't ever experience anything like it again. But I don't know, yeah, I'm sorry, like, I think this chat is all going to be about my anxiety trying to face COVID-19, to be honest, because this definitely is something that I can't stop thinking about. And you go to bed at night and you wake up and you think, oh no, that was just a bad dream, but unfortunately it's not just a bad dream, and it is reality at the moment. So I just hope that wherever you are in the world, you are safe and your family is safe, and if we can all try and just get through this, and hopefully we can come out of it much better and stronger people, and a much stronger community and a much stronger world. So I do think there's some good things that can potentially come out of this. I mean, I read the other day that sort of the earth is beginning to heal from like lack of pollution, and like dolphins are venturing near Venice and swimming through the canals and stuff like that, and that's amazing. And maybe the earth does need a bit of time to sort of like heal itself, and if that is a positive that comes out of it, and we kind of realise how much we take things for granted, then I don't think that can be a bad thing. I think the thing that's the bad thing is how much it can ruin economies and people's lives, and people are just losing loved ones left, right and centre at the moment. And it's yeah, I don't really know what else I can say about it at the moment, apart from it's just a very scary time we're living in, isn't it? Right, I need to sharpen that pencil. So I know I'm not really talking you kind of through what I'm doing at the moment, so I will try and do that. Sharpen this pencil. So essentially right now I've kind of established where the darker bits are, and obviously like there's a lot more dark bits, but I need to try and go in and work out where to put some of, because there's a lot of reflection in this eye, so that's why I thought it would be a really good point of reference to try and work out and show you sort of how I do something like this. So now I'm going to try and I find it really hard to try and explain what I'm doing, even in real time. It's really bad when I do a voiceover. I told you guys before, I get really anxious when I have to film anything like that, because it's scary. So I'm just trying to work out. So up here is where I can see a lot of like cloud reflection and things like that, and down here is where it's a lot darker. So this bit's really dark, this bit's sort of like a pinky browny kind of colour, and then it goes dark again. So, and it sort of like all blends in together up here. So this bit's got quite a lot of blue in it, this bit's got a lot of white in it, so I can't put any pigment down on that. So, right, I'm just trying to explain it, like talk you through my thought process when I do something like this. I think because it's quite pinky, I'm going to use almost a flesh kind of coloured pencil. I think it's actually a light flesh, this pencil from the Polychromos. And I think if I just put sort of like a light pressured layer of that. One thing I will say is when you are doing anything like this and you've got like graphite lines in, don't go over them with the pencil. So what I do is I've got a mono eraser here, and I kind of just erase the lines before I put any pigment over them, because as soon as you put pigment over them you won't be able to lift the pencil back off, and it makes your work look quite muddy, because you can see lines and stuff through it. So yeah, so I just pull up the pencil marks once I've got an idea of where they go, if that makes sense, and then I can just come in with this, and then as I said, it kind of goes a bit blue, so I'm going to use like because I don't have to go in that light for this, I'm going to use like a mid-tone. This is a cold grey. I like to use a lot of sort of warm and cold greys for base layers with the polys, especially on this watercolour paper, because it takes quite a lot of layers, which is what was needed for coloured pencil work. I kind of think, I was thinking about this last night, and I kind of think like coloured pencil work is a bit like an onion. If you have one layer of an onion, it will look really flat. If you have loads of layers of an onion, that's what makes it like bulky and 3D and an actual onion, isn't it? And I think coloured pencil is exactly the same. One layer like this and it will just look like nothing. But if you layer and layer, be really patient with it, then it does eventually start looking like something that you're trying to draw, which is beneficial. So just put this bit down. I think I might get a Luminance, because I've been playing a lot with my Caran Luminance when I did the seascape to blend out colours, because they're brilliant for blending. So I think I might get right, so that's like a smooth-ish layer. So I think what I might do is try and find a Luminance pencil. Okay, so I've found French grey, and I think it's this one is French grey, just French grey, and this one is sepia, sepia 50, is that? Yeah, sepia 50. And I feel like these might, feel like I'm going to go with sepia 50. One thing with coloured pencil, if you press lightly like this, so you hold your pencil sort of like, you have to excuse my gammy thumb, it's still disgusting. Sort of hold it at the end, and then you sort of press quite lightly, you sort of blend onto the paper, and then you don't sort of build up that much pigment, and you also don't ruin the teeth of the paper too much, so you can't put any more layers down. And it gives you sort of like a really good smooth transition and blends out what you need it to blend out, really. And then obviously when you've done that, you can go in with sort of like other colours to make it as realistic as possible. I'm really bad at this voiceover stuff, I'm sorry. I'll get better. I keep saying that, I will get better. At least with like all this isolation stuff, as I said, like I can't really do anything apart from draw and film, so I should come out of this like a pro at editing and a pro at filming and a pro at focus, and that is what I'm going to be hopeful for. I think what might be a good idea is to go, didn't ever used to go in with black this early in a portrait, because I feel like it can get quite smudgy, but I feel like sometimes it's kind of needed so you can sort of get a better idea for where things are going. So I'm going to put some black in here already. So let's put it there. This bit's really, really dark as well. And then you can sort of just start establishing your darkest darks. This is super dark. So I want to know what you guys are doing as you spend, well, how you're spending your isolation, how you're spending your quarantine. Like, are you drawing? Are you reading? Are you spending time with like nature? Are you taking your dogs out for walks maybe? I don't know, let me know. Are you sort of like trying to reset everything? Because I think that's what I want to try and do. It's just like, because I feel like as an artist I don't have a real like a routine, and I feel like sometimes I can kind of like work just takes over, work just gets so hectic sometimes, even though, you know, I have a very, very lovely job where I can sit here and draw, but you know, orders, packaging, admin, emails, commission like inquiries, as well as like accounts and buying stock and, you know, trying to expand the business, it can, you know, it's around the clock, and it can keep me very awake at night. So I feel like all of a sudden I don't really have to think as much as I did, because I can't think. Like, we are going into a complete like shutdown soon, and I feel like my brain's going to be shutting down as well for a little while, and I don't have to really think about the business as a business. I can kind of enjoy drawing for the sake of enjoying it, and not have to worry about sort of doing and expanding it and things like that, which in a way is a shame, because I had such a lot of like big plans for this year and things that I was really, really excited about, and I don't think a lot of them are now going to go ahead, which is really disappointing, because a lot of work was going in behind the scenes to... Where is that pencil? I don't know where it's gone. Oh. Yeah, as I said, a lot of things were going in, but like behind the scenes to like expand and create new products and things like that, and also like shows. All the like equestrian events have been cancelled. So many events have now been cancelled, which obviously is completely understandable, but at the same time it's, you know, a lot of, even if it's like equestrian, so many like of my friends and you know, Charlotte and Carl and people like that who have masterclasses and everything booked to just sort of give back to their loyal like followers and friends and supporters, and everything's now been cancelled. And like Royal Windsor, badminton, like my favourite events of each year have been cancelled. And yeah, I know it's for like the health of society, and so we can sort of like try and combat what's going on in the world, but it's just when I think I feel like more sorry for the event organisers, because it's their full-time jobs, and you know, they do spend all this work, and they obviously get all their money back over like the 3 days, or well, you know, however long the event goes on for, the 5 days or whatever, is where they get all their money from, and that's how they can afford to go. And all of a sudden they just can't, you know, they're going to have a massive loss of earnings, and they're not going to earn anything. And yeah, okay, they might have insurance, but it's not really the same, is it? You know, I mean, I get such a massive buzz out of doing events and shows and taking my work places, and even though like the New Forest show haven't officially cancelled, because that's the one show I've definitely, well, had been booked for this summer, even though they haven't officially come out with a statement to cancel, I shouldn't think that they will be going ahead, because none of the other ones are going ahead. But I don't know, we'll see, won't we? I hope in a way that it is all sorted by then. But now I think the reason why the summer events are cancelling is because like now is their organisation time. Now is the time when they sort of can prep, and if a lot of them can't go into the office and have to work from home, then they're losing sort of like a lot of ability to do that. So it's just so stressful. I do feel really, really sorry for sort of like the event companies, and also the riders who have put so much work into, you know, and if the Olympics doesn't go ahead this year, then I don't know, it's just going to be absolutely catastrophic. It is being catastrophic, and I know that I'm looking at it from a very, 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 very fortunate point of view where, you know, touch wood, you know, we haven't been affected directly from it yet. And obviously we're taking measures day by day and sort of following government guidelines about what they say we should be doing and shouldn't be doing. But I'm hoping that like in a year's time or whatever, I can kind of look back at this video and, you know, think, yeah, do you know what, that was a really, really crappy time, but at least we're in a much better position now, and good things did come out at that time. That's all I can really hope for. I'm really conscious about getting my hand too far in the way, because a lot of the time I do really sort of like hold the pencil very, very close to the paper, so I'm trying not to do that, so I can sort of give you as good a idea of what I'm doing as possible. Okay, so I'm kind of going in like backwards and forwards between different colours to sort of build up a lot of layers, to build up sort of like the colour profile in the eye, and sort of like start establishing where some of like the details are. So obviously it's Mother's Day today, as I think I said at the beginning of the video, and I mean, I saw my grandma yesterday. It's hard because like my grandma is my best friend and we're so close, and I can't give her a hug and I can't get too near her. I had to take her some shopping round, and as soon as I delivered the shopping, I said to her, I was like you need to go and wash your hands, and you know, it's just really hard. And she's living on her own and she's like super sociable, so she's finding it really, really hard because she can't see her friends, and I think she knows it's for the best, and we all know it's for the best, but it's really hard, you know, it's almost like you're trying to box rest your grandparents. But I think, and I just hope that she does understand why we're doing it for her, why we're trying to isolate her as best we can. So we're almost having like family like cabinet meetings about how to sort of deal with the whole situation properly with grandma, and sort of trying to do what we can to keep her active, but you know, not putting too much pressure on her to, I don't know, the whole thing is mad. So I don't really come on here with anything of value, I don't think, to say at the moment. I think my brain and everyone's brain is completely not really with it at the moment. I mean, my mum, for example, yesterday we had lunch, and then about 2 hours later we found the butter in the cupboard. So I don't think anyone's brain's really with it at the moment, because no one can think straight, and everyone's super worried about how it's going to affect, you know, their businesses. And I went and had a chat with my framers yesterday, because as I think I've said to you guys before, like they do all my mounts and they make everything look as presentable as what it does when my prints arrive to you, and they are obviously mounting a lot of my lighthouses up at the moment, which have sold. And they said to me yesterday that as of sort of like probably mid next week they wouldn't be opening, and they think they're going to be shutting for about 2-3 months, which is well, it's not ideal really, is it? Because they are my lifeline, they are my support, and you know, but the guy who owns the shop's got really bad asthma, and obviously COVID-19 and attacks your lungs, so obviously he's super worried, and his wife's super worried about his health, but it's just such a shame because he is a small business and he's having to shut for such a long time. He's saying that, you know, don't worry, we will be back, and this isn't going to ever affect us that badly, and we'll be fine. But it is worrying because I do think like it is going to ruin so many small businesses, and so many businesses are going to struggle through this time. So I think, and it's hard to know what to do for like from my side of the business as well, because obviously everything, whenever anyone orders anything, like a smaller print or so, anything below sort of like or around A4 size, then it does go mounted, and it sort of gets presented that way, and I won't be able to offer that service at the moment because obviously I won't have any guys to cut the mounts, and to do that, and I can't do it myself because they've got all the equipment, and they've got sort of like the professional graded mount cutters, and the archival actual mount board and things to make the mounts from, so I won't be able to do any of that from home. So I'm guessing I'm just gonna have to put like different options on the website, being like, if you would like to order a print, then and you would like it to be delivered sort of ASAP, then that's fine, but it won't come mounted, or you can wait, because I know that a few of my clients and a few people that have ordered like the beacon have emailed saying that I've bought it because I didn't want it to sell out, but at the same time things in my country are completely shutting down at the moment, and the post office is shut and things like that, so could I put it on hold until all this has sorted itself out, and I'll deliver it, I'll have it posted in the future. And obviously that is something I can do, and it's something I am fully prepared to do. So I guess I'm just gonna have to put those sort of options on to the website. But yeah, crazy, huh? Right, I've just changed over the camera angle, so I'm hoping, I don't know, is it gonna focus? I don't know. Maybe if I bring it out a little bit. Yeah. Let's go like that and see what happens. Yeah, I feel like you're on a learning curve with me at the moment, because this camera is great, however focus is, and yeah, I mean, it's got the best, as I said in like a previous video, it's got the best focus on the market, apparently. Hence why I bought it, and I absolutely love it. However, haven't really taken the time to learn how to actually use it. I've kind of just run before I can walk, and actually just started filming with it, and sort of hoping that I will learn as I go, which is kind of how I live my life. I kind of, yeah, I don't, that is exactly how I run things at the moment. I kind of just take things as they come, like roll with the punches. I don't know how long this video is going to be, because obviously the eye is the most important bit, and it's generally the thing that takes me quite a while to sort of like establish how I'm going to create the eye, but so many of you, this is exactly the sort of content that you wanted, so I'm hoping I'm doing okay. And I'm hoping that you might be able to learn something from it. I just keep saying, like, I am not an instructor. Alright, and in case you're wondering why I'm not rubbing this sort of graphite line out here, it's because if I'm going to go over it with a really dark pencil, then I don't really feel the need, like I need to get rid of it. So I will be going over with a dark blue, because I'm going to go in with a light blue first and then sort of build it up. And you start putting some reflection work in here. It's not reflection, it's like, yeah, well, I guess it is because it's a reflection of the sky. I'm going to need a darker blue in a minute. I was trying to pick out colours before I started filming, but it's really hard because sometimes you kind of see colours and you don't think you'll need them just yet, but I didn't really look at the blues. I was too worried about sort of focusing on how I was going to create this sort of like effect down here. Right, and now I'm going to go in because it's a bit browner, so I'm going to go with dark sepia and sort of put a dark sepia wash over the Payne's grey and the pink, and then I can go in with some black, I think. I want to do some live streaming now I've got this camera, but I was looking into it the other day, and apparently you need like a converter, a USB converter thing to plug into your, well, I use a Mac, so to plug into my Mac, and then I can stream from my camera like I am doing now, and then put it over on my like Facebook and Instagram and stuff. But it's really expensive to get this little bit of equipment. I know people do live streams on webcams and stuff, but I haven't got a webcam, so, and now I've spent all this money on this camera. I mean, it's expensive, but I mean, I got this camera with it, and I'm currently using the lens that it came with, and I also got another lens, like a wide angle lens for filming sort of sit down and chat videos. So together they came to about £1,200, so it's a lot of money. Isn't, but you know, it's also not a lot of money for a camera, but it was the cheapest one on the market to give me sort of like the results I wanted, and it got like the best reviews. So I thought, you know, I would invest into you guys and giving you the content you wanted to see, because let's face it, I can't even go on holiday now this year. So I might as well spend my money on you know, giving you guys something. And plus, as I said to you before, like, I'm generally not taking a holiday, or I'm not taking sort of any pay from the work that I'm producing at the moment, so that I haven't really done since I started. So I'm kind of, I think it's really important when you start up a business to try and use some money that you make to build it, because like I had a lot of requests from people who want to know how I sort of like built a social media following and things like that, and I think that is a video that I definitely want to film, even though I don't think I've got all the answers, and I generally don't know how I've done a lot of things that I have done. It sort of just happened, but I think I have got some tips and tricks that can probably give you a bit of a boost if you're after it. So if you'd like to see that video, then I will be trying to film things. And I also wanted to film, because I had like a girl that emailed me a few days ago saying that she was doing a university project, and she wanted to know some sort of like questions and things like that, and I thought it would be a really good opportunity to put them all in a video, because I don't think it makes sense to sort of like because they're quite sort of like common questions. So I thought, rather than just like emailing her back, I would share some of the questions in a video, and it was things like sort of like pros and cons of being an artist, and do you feel like you need a degree to do the job that you do, and things like that. So I thought it would be, you know, a good opportunity to produce some content. So, but I am of course taking suggestions from whoever wants to chuck them at me, because as I said, I have at the moment ample time to be filming and recording. I think the hardest thing is though is that people are, obviously my parents are working from home, my brother's working from home, so, and it's, I'm kind of having to tell them all to, if I'm going to film, then they gotta be quiet and don't be loud in the house, and it's hard because, you know, normally it's just me and I can kind of just ramble to the camera and not really think about it, whereas now I'm kind of having to think, oh no, I can't do that today because, you know, so and so is going to be doing this, or, you know, they've got plans, or so it's, you know, making it super difficult to produce content. But I'm not going to let it stop me because, you know, I've got to get through this quarantine somehow. Or when we do go into quarantine, which I do think will be in the next day or two in the UK here. Right, I think I'm gonna put like a bit more pigment down on here. It's kind of like a bit ready. Okay, now because I'm trying to like burnish it off a little bit then to create, I'm kind of pressing a little bit hard, not hard because I don't want to ruin the sheets of paper, because sometimes I feel like when you put too much pigment down and you press too hard, then the pigment starts to lift off, and you'll probably, and sometimes it, you know, you can't help that. It happens regardless. You know, I can come back to this portrait after not touching it for like 2-3 days, and some of the pigment will have lifted off the eye a little bit, but it's fine. I can sort of correct that as it goes and sort of just put a bit more pigment down again, so I'm not massively worried about that. Okay. I feel like I want to get into like and do like a self-care quarantine routine as well, like not self-care, well, kind of like morning in the life of an artist in self-quarantine, because I feel like a lot of us, you know, probably haven't changed our lives that much, because as I said before, like being an artist is super lonely, so I feel like, you know, we are used to being in quarantine, like self-quarantine almost, but yeah, it doesn't make it any easier for what is going on in the world right now. Okay, I also feel like I want to put this bit down. I feel like I want to, maybe, I don't know, I don't like, say one thing, I don't like going in with white. I feel like the best white that I own though is the Luminance white, but I feel like if I can lift off a bit of pigment with with a sort of like my mono eraser, definitely do that first, because if you put white down, it kind of burnishes into the paper and then you can't ever lift it back off. Well, you can, but it's really like muddy and not that great. Right, trying to establish what I've done here. I think this bit's got some pink, and then put some darker flesh colour stuff. Sounds gross, isn't it? A flesh colour, but that's what it's called. I want to get a road mic, because at the moment I'm just filming straight onto my camera and I don't feel like the sound quality is the best, but I'll have to make do with that for now, because, you know, I think Amazon and Curry's, and like Curry's is a like a PC computer shop here in the UK, but I feel like they're not going to be doing much more business if they have to shut, because John Lewis, which is one of our big department stores, have just announced that they will be shutting as of Monday. So yeah, I feel like a lot of other shops will be going the same way soon, if the government don't announce it over the next day or so. Hooley's got like a little bit of like eye bogies here, so I'm gonna have to not draw them in because it doesn't really look that aesthetically pleasing. Right, and his eye kind of, his eyelid kind of goes up here. Okay, right, next bit I'm going to try and tackle is I need to change over my pencil cylinder. One thing I will say with this camera though, the battery is not great. I mean, I've been filming for, I want to say, I don't even know, I don't think I've been filming for all too long, but I feel like this is going to be such a long video. But it's in real time, so that's what you guys wanted to see, so I'm sorry it's so long. And plus, coloured pencil is like the slowest medium of all time. But, you know, that's what we do, isn't it? Right, okay. I feel like this bit is super dark still. I'm just gonna commit. Just commit. Okay, I'm committing. Right, we're done. I feel like I want to use my pencil extender and try and get some more black in that eye, because I don't feel like I've done enough. If this video is like 2 hours and it's 2 hours of me doing a voiceover, I'm gonna have like the sorest throat afterwards. I need to go and get a cup of tea. I have obviously like paused this video to like go and get drinks, so I hope you're doing the same, because this is really, really long, isn't it? But it's gonna be worth it. Like, colour pencil is the most satisfying medium, I think. I don't know, but then again, I've never painted, so I can't really say that. And I don't want you to come at me and be like, no, oils are great. Because they're beautiful, but I just find colour pencils like really satisfying to work with for some bizarre reason. So I've currently got like I uploaded like this little like video onto my YouTube. I've started doing IGTV videos, guys, and like one tip that I would say, if you're interested in growing Instagram, do IGTV, because you get loads of views. I'm really surprised, because I've uploaded just a normal video before and it kind of gets like 700-800 views or whatever, but I did an IGTV video the other day and it got like, I mean, I uploaded one yesterday and it's currently sat at, like this time yesterday, it's currently sat at 6,000 views, which is insane. So yeah, that was my tip of the day. IGTV is where it's at. And if you're not on Instagram, then you should be, because it's great for building a following and getting some, you know, keeping you on track. I find Instagram great for like keeping me accountable anyway. I love the fact that, you know, I'm building such a good relationship and rapport with you guys as well, because I feel like we all need each other right now, and I definitely need you guys. Like, oh god, that sounds really mushy, doesn't it? But no, I mean, I am super grateful that you stick by me through all of this, because crazy times. Okay, right, I feel like that bit might be just about finito. I need to try and tackle with this bit now. I feel like I put it off. Like, also guys, I want to do more sort of back to basic videos, but I kind of feel like you need to let me know the sort of content that you want, because I'm not graphite artist. I'm very much a coloured pencil person, so okay, let's try this. I feel like a lot of the time I just try things on paper, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, I kind of don't press that hard and don't. Okay. I'm just like trying to establish where like clouds are and stuff in the sky. I feel like I might need to go and get a another pencil, so I'm going to put you on hold a minute. Okay, right, I've got Payne's Grey. I feel like this might work. It's sort of like a bluey grey, which is what I need for this bit. So the other thing is obviously like on here on YouTube, you've got to have like X amount of subscribers and X amount of minutes in a year, like of your content viewed, before you can like get ad revenue. And obviously in this really difficult time, especially like for those people that are self-employed, I feel like any other source of income is definitely appreciated. So yeah, I'm hoping that I mean my subscribers, like you guys are amazing, because you know I've just surpassed like 1,260 odd, which is insane. Like, thank you so much for joining me here, and I'm really close to sort of hitting the 4,000 hour mark on views. So yeah, so if I can do that, then obviously it means that I get monetized, and I can, you know, it'll be another way that I can earn a bit of money, so I can keep like giving you guys this content. So because I have set up a Patreon, but because like you guys wanted it, but in all honesty I'm too scared to do anything with it at the moment, because I don't feel like I can fully commit to giving you guys a lot of content. And I know, you know, I've had so many people say to me, don't feel guilty, you know, we're just here to support you and things like that. And guys, I'm like, I appreciate it so much, but I do feel guilty because I don't like the idea of not giving you things, you know. And I feel like if I get monetized, and when I get monetized on here, you know, it's not coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of like Google ad revenue, so I don't feel guilty to Google. I just feel like, yeah, it's just a different kettle of fish. So that's what my thoughts are on that anyway at the moment. So yeah, I'm just taking it easy, but that is sort of like, if I can get monetized by the end of this process, this whole isolation, and you know, that will definitely help. I'm never going to use YouTube as a way of making a lot of money like some people do, but you know, every little helps in this current situation, put it that way. You know, because I had put money aside so I can sort of work on new projects and stuff like that, and as I said, like, so much has now been put on hold, and you know, I can't afford to hang on a sec, let me go and get another pencil. Yeah, and I just feel like, so I don't know, I just, as I said, every little penny helps, every penny helps at the moment. So I've kind of had to, as I said, like, not buy supplies, and I'm really worried about, you know, I've just bought well, I've put all my projects and things I was working on this year on hold now, because I just don't think that, you know, I need to try and keep the money that I've saved up for the business to live through this like difficult time, because I don't know how my work is going to go. I don't know whether people who book commissions are going to be sort of like putting them on hold for a bit until things get settled. I just don't know, and I'm sort of like preparing and expecting for the worst, which I know you probably shouldn't, but that's kind of how my brain works sometimes, which is not ideal, I know, but I'm just being real with you. It worries me quite a lot, so. Right, okay, I think just gonna put a bit more blue up here, sort of like I don't think I can really do much more than this. It's really bright today. I've pulled the curtains in this room like too, so because I didn't want to get like that much of like a difference in colour when I was filming. That's another thing I want to do and I will do in the near future, is obviously put and buy some better lighting for when I film these videos, so you get more consistent light rather than all over the place. But because I was feeling like I was gonna sort of upload these sort of videos onto Patreon, and that's what I put that's what I would put and use on my platform, but I just I'm just not feeling it at the moment, I'll be honest. Everything's so up in the air, as I keep saying, and I just feel like I just want to try and focus on one thing at a time, and that is you and YouTube and Instagram, IGTV and videos like that, because I feel like they're really fun to make as well. Like, I love making IGTV videos and I love like learning new editing and things like that. Like, I won't be able to I'll just have to make like an IGTV time lapse of this video, because obviously I'll set the camera up for YouTube and I haven't set it up for an IGTV video. And if you're wondering what the difference is that I just film my videos for IGTV much closer to the paper, so I can get sort of like a better, like more aesthetically placed pencil marks and make it look sort of more cinematic, as cinematic as I can, whereas obviously filming like this is more like tutorial style, sort of like down view, and I'm just filming on sort of like a Gorilla tripod, because I don't have an overhead tripod at the moment, because again I don't know, I just don't really feel like I've got the confidence to be able to deliver the content that I would like to at the moment. So okay, one thing I will say when you're drawing an eye is that sometimes this bit might look really weird, but it will start coming into its own, and you'll start sort of noticing, oh, it actually does look okay when you start putting the outer extremities in there, like the outer part. So let's remove that bit actually. Okay, so this bit sort of like use warm grey and cold grey. So my camera is now at 23% and it started off at 80. So, but one of the really good things about this camera is you can plug it in and film whilst it's plugged in. So I feel like I might do that in a minute. I feel like this video is going to be like 5 hours long. Oh well. It gives you something to do, doesn't it, I guess, if you're bored when you're sat at home, you can tune in and watch me ramble to myself, or listen to me ramble on to myself. Okey-doke, right, that bit, I feel like it's more blue. Haley's got like these little like gingery eyelashes, but you can't really see them. But you can just see like a orangey kind of I don't know where my pencil's gone. You can just see like a kind of orangey little glowy area. I think I might use, I think that's kind of cinnamon. So yeah, I can't remember whether I told you what actually happened in the end. So I was trying to put an order in on Pillingers last night to order like about 80 odd pencils because okay, I am kind of stockpiling because as I said, I am slightly worried, but every time I went to pay for it, the website kept crashing, so I didn't order it in the end. So I feel like maybe I'll just try and make do with just the Polychromos if I do run out of any of the Luminance, which is fine. I mean, like, as I said, Polys are my staples, they're my go-tos, but it is sometimes nice to have the colour range of the Luminance. Beggars can't be choosers, and if I can't get hold of them, I can't get hold of them. So, right, I feel like that is a-okay. That will work. I'm just gonna put in a bit more Payne's grey. It kind of, it's like a darker area up here, which goes in here. Oh. Okay, and then maybe I'll put a little bit of brown over, because it's a bit darker than what I've drawn it. Okay, right, I need to now work on this bit down here, and I feel like I'm just gonna, can you see this? Oh, I hope so. I feel like I need a sharper pencil though. Okay, pause on sharpener's pencil. I feel like I'm doing a race against time, like who can finish this eye? Is it going to be me, or is the camera going to die first? So many of you guys have like messaged me saying like how much you enjoy having these videos on in the background when you are working yourself. So if you're working, then hey, I'm glad to be working next to you. I like doing these. I find these videos really fun. I think I like doing these videos much more than what I do some of the other ones that I like. I don't like doing voiceovers. I find them really awkward. I don't know whether it's just because I feel like a bit anxious, but I really like doing these sort of real-time videos, which is never something I thought I'd say because I never thought I'd do them, but I'm doing them and I enjoy making them. So if I enjoy making them, I'm kind of guessing I'm going to continue making them too. And you guys seem to like watching them too, so it's all a win-win. Right, that is a highlight, so I'm just going to leave that highlighted, and I am going to put on a layer of cold grey. I've always been like fascinated about how other people draw eyes, because especially in colour pencil, because I don't feel like someone commented on here on one of my videos I think it was like last week or the week before, saying that they don't feel like there's any like knowledgeable coloured pencil artists on YouTube, and that he would be, or I don't know, whether he or she would be really interested in sort of finding out more info and, you know, me doing more content, because yeah, there's just not a lot of people that have got really sort of in-depth coloured pencil videos. Now, I don't think this video is in-depth at all, but maybe I can make some sort of more in-depth ones in the future. So I think I'm going to spend the rest of my day going out for a walk with my mum, because it's Mother's Day, as I keep saying, and we can't really do much. Like, I really wanted to take care of my grandma. Like, the idea that I had for Mother's Day before this started was that I was going to take my mum and my grandma out for like high tea and cake and things like that at the Ivy, which is a really nice like cafe. Well, it's not a cafe, really very nice restaurant. As like a massive thank you for all the support and stuff they've given to me in the business over the last year. But obviously we can't do that at the moment, so that's gonna have to go on hold. So we can't really do much. We can't even I can't even take my mum for coffee because all the coffee shops are shut, apart from just to have takeaway. So at the moment, and I think they will be shutting in the next week. So I don't know. Maybe I'll take her for a takeaway coffee, but I don't know, I'm just super nervous about going out, and I think my dad's like semi-isolated, and I just feel really bizarre about the whole thing. I just don't know what to do for the best. Okay. This bit, he has got quite a lot of like blue in under his eye, so I'm just using sky blue from my Polychromos set, because as long as you don't press too hard and you kind of blend it out a bit with oh no. Okay, so that's one thing that can happen. I don't know if you just saw that, but like I lost a bit of the highlight there. But if I use my mono eraser, I can just pick it back up, pick it back out, and then go back in and sort of create the depth again with the shadow. Oh, come on, battery on 14%. I'm going to have to put you on charge in a minute. I don't think I'll get this done in time, which is a shame because I think I've been filming for like 2 hours. Yeah, probably about an hour and a half anyway, at least. So yeah, one thing I would say about the Sony camera, the battery isn't great. I don't think that it helps that I'm filming in, I think I'm filming in 4K. I think the camera films automatically in 4K. Which obviously sucks up a lot more battery than it would if I was just creating a normal video. So right, I feel like I'm just gonna try and get this bit done, and then hopefully this will give you sort of like a bit of a demo as to how I draw an eye anyway. Like sometimes I've said before, like I think it's really important to use base layers when you're working in coloured pencils, but if you know that you're going to be like this bit's almost black, then I don't think there's any harm in going in with sort of like a mid-tone. So this is like I think this is Cold Grey 5, and then I can go in over the top and sort of like blend it out and smooth it out with a Payne's Grey, and then if I need to I can go in with a bit of black over the top of that. I wouldn't be scared of using black. I know some people say that it can make your work look muddy, but not muddy, but it can sort of flatten your work. I think that's true in some mediums, but I don't think that's really that true in coloured pencils. I've never found it anyway. Obviously you can go backwards and forwards with other things and sort of soften the black, which is sometimes worth doing as well. Okay. I feel like this bit's quite dark. If you can hear like a little bit of rambling in the background, it's my brother on his PlayStation, but hopefully you can't hear that. But yeah, I did tell him to try and be as quiet as he could because I wanted to film this for you. I'll try and make it into an IGTV video as well, but I don't know how successful that would be, as I said, at the moment, because with the way that I filmed this, you know, it's not really going to work for IGTV, but give it a go anyway. I really want to work on like my YouTube SEO as well, because I feel like it's something I'm really lacking in knowledge about how to create sort of content that people will see and find on YouTube. So if anyone's got any suggestions, please do let me know, because I'm willing to learn and I want to learn. I have so much time now. Oh, a pencil just flown to the floor. So I work on a slightly tilted desk to try and relieve some of the pain or sort of like tension in my shoulder when I'm working, but it's really annoying because a lot of the time my pencils do end up on the floor because they roll off the table because it's on a slope. Oh, and I really did need that. It was my cold grey that went to the floor. Okay, so this bit comes down there, and I think I'm just going to map out where that line sort of finishes. It comes up here, goes up here, and then this bit goes, and it all blends in together somewhere here. Oh, I'm really bad at doing this voiceover. Right, and that bit comes out here and that bit goes up there. Okay, right, I think I've mapped it out. I think I've got it sorted. Okay, and this bit goes over the top here. And this bit has got some I feel like I want to pick out some more of the highlight in this eye though. I don't feel like I've done a good enough job here. It's quite bright. I think I feel that might have been the thing that works, and then because when I put some more pigment down on here, So another thing that I was gonna ask you guys is, I've got ample time, as well as filming videos, but I've got to have ample time that I can't really do much and go out. So what would you like to see me draw? Because I'm open for suggestions. I obviously did a landscape the other day, which is something I never thought I'd do, but I did. And I was really overwhelmed with the response, so it's over on my Instagram if you would like to go and see that, and I will link my Instagram below. And if you're still here, if you're still watching this, then I am truly grateful to you, because it's long. It's so long that I've got through a whole battery pack of on my camera. We're now at 7%. I think I've kind of run out of things to say, but I'm just kind of so preoccupied at the moment, as I'm sure you can understand. Like, I've got so much going on in my little head, and it's really worrying me. But, normally I can sort of talk for England, and I just feel like at the moment I'm just really worried about, the future. I'm an overthinker anyway, and I don't think this is, I don't know. It's just so worrying, isn't it? The whole thing is so worrying. Just gonna put a bit of luminance through here. Sort of. And then I think I'm just gonna finish it off by putting some black marks through here, and then I think I'll probably call it a day, because I feel like this video is going to be really, really long. And I'll speed this all up, and I'll make into hopefully a time lapse at the end. Need to darken this bit up because it's quite bright compared to the rest, and it's not that bright on the camera. Sorry, on the photo I'm working from. So I feel like that might be enough for now. So okey-doke. I'm just going to put a bit of blue through here as well, so glaze it. Okay. So this bit just does, it blends out a little bit, and I think it's important that I don't just end it on a really blunt line. I think I'll probably carry on drawing for a little bit, but how much of it I'll film, because I've got to put this onto my Mac on this footage, and it takes a long time to process all this video footage, so I'll have to try and do that before the end of today, and try and get this video online tonight or this afternoon if I can. That's the aim. But yeah, I'm gonna have to call it a day here, I think, because my battery is about to die. It's at 2%, so I will I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you have learnt something. If you are still here, then I am so eternally grateful, because I don't even know how long this video is. I hope you're safe, I hope you're staying well, I hope you're not struggling too much with isolation. If you are isolating where you are, thank you so much for sticking by me through this really difficult time. Thank you so much for supporting my work and watching this video and just being the amazing person that you are. And I will see you in my next one, where I will hopefully have more of this done. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Lots of love. Bye.